that's the thing I learned too. Is like you can edit these things on your phone. All you do is cut out that part. So, are we going?
1, 2, 3.
Bertaria.
Okay, you want it faster. That's slower. You wanted it like this. Let's go.
You can come in the second part.
You tell me is what I'm asking you. I'm the drummer. It's your song. You play it so I get the beat, and then we'll.
Yeah,
Okay.
you should just come in. Yeah, whenever you feel.
But the tempo. Do you want it like? I think I remembered it like this. Got that speed? So
Sounds
that's
good.
like that kind of thing.
Yeah, that should.
Okay, I'm gonna go.
Should link up.
So when I come in, I'm gonna be going.
Yeah, that's perfect. And you can come in wherever you want to, wherever you feel good. You don't have to start the beginning only unless you want to.
Well, how do you want to start?
It's whatever feels good. You know, it's a pretty
I-
loose thing.
Bear. Doom, doo, 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 doom,
I agree,
doo,
I
doo,
agree,
doo, doom.
I agree. So that means you need to make the bear a little longer the first one. Go.
Bear. When I strike the
It's all
guitar is
fair.
when you strike the. Alright, ready, play? Yeah. 2, 3.
Bertaria. 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 Bertaria.
Excellent.
Nice, dude.
All right. Well, welcome Bears to the podcast. Woo. Crazy Horse Bear here. Bubba Wolf Bear here. Chad doesn't have a bear name yet. I guess that's the first thing we got to do.
Oh wow.
Chad, so we got to verify you as a bear.
Is this like a scouts or something?
Yeah, well, there are proper channels up the bear hierarchy, so we got to send it up. So what would you like to be verified as?
Verified.
All right.
Oh.
Are you proud of your red hair roots? You could be ginger bear or red bear.
Well, I have to be a bear, so I got to
Yeah.
think about it because I might think of some other spirit animal. But if I'm gonna be a bear, I'm trying to think of what would be.
Yeah, we got names. We got other.
Let me think. The basic bear's a grizzly, and then you got like Yogi Bear doing.
Colin's got horse in his
What
name.
was
and
yours names?
I've got wolf. He's Crazy Horse Bear, and I'm Bubba Wolf Bear.
Crazy Horse Bear and Bubba Wolf.
But there is the
Okay.
bear, it's the B-E-A-R, but it's also B-A-R-E. So you
Just
can-
naked bear.
Just naked, it's got the double meanings.
But I want to have a bear name.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Okay, so you're
like
Crazy Wolf, and you are
Bubba Wolf. He called me Wolf Bear, and I just had the Bubba because I
Oh,
thought it.
I'm Big City Bear.
There you go. That's a good one. Big City Bear.
Who better to teach us about Babylon?
The Big City Bear.
All right, good to go. Okay, so first off, Bears, I want to say hi to Lapish Brown Bear. Woo woo! Said hi to us on YouTube.
It sounds like a Native American.
Thanks, Lapish Brown Bear. Yeah, I don't think they're from America, which is good.
Lapis Brown?
Lapish, yeah, L-A-P-I.
Oh, I thought it was lapis, like the stone, but lapish. What is lapis?
I don't even know.
We have to have it explained to us someday.
There really is a lapish brown bear out there in Bear World?
Yeah, that said hi to us on YouTube. Commented
Left a
on it.
comment,
Oh,
and we really
good.
appreciate it.
No.
So thank you,
It
Lapish
just
Brown
goes to
Bear.
show how there's bears out there.
Community.
There's bears everywhere.
Wow, okay.
All right, so first thing we're going to get into, we got Big City Bear here,
Yeah.
Wolf Bear. The first thing we were going to talk about is, if anybody wants to help me out there.
Howard, the Three Stooges.
We are the Three Stooges of philosophy. Okay, so
I think it's a good start. I think that makes sense.
I'll go first.
The Three Stooges of philosophy.
Yeah, I'll go first, and I would label myself as a bear, as a Christian. I am a fundamentally, I'm a fundamental stooge. Fundamentally,
Stooge 101.
I can't think outside of the context of God the Creator, me the creation, all my meaning, all of my purpose
You're a bear.
is
Bear's
derived
bear.
is derived from my Creator and my submission to my Creator's will. And so everything after that follows. Like, to me, there's only 3 commandments. There's thou shalt not squirt, thou shalt have no other gods before your God, and love your neighbor as yourself. These are the only 3 commandments. Follow these 3 commandments.
If I understand you correctly,
Life is
I
good.
guess I agree. That's a pretty good idea.
So squirt.
Is that
what's the next one?
masturbation?
Have no other gods before your God.
I think
And that's every kind of masturbation, not just the regular masturbation, which is the biggest problem,
And
but
what's-
every other kind of
And what's the
masturbation.
third
The
one?
second one was God, and then the third one was what?
The second one was have no other gods before your God, and love your
Okay.
neighbor
Okay.
as yourself.
You stole that one from me.
Boom.
That's my one roll.
Big
My
City
one roll.
Bear knows.
Okay,
I'm,
maybe,
I'm the fundamental stooge, okay? So who wants to go next?
All right, I'll go. I am the. I guess since he's the fundamental, he's been calling me the relativist stooge, and I would have to agree for the most part. I'm still learning what existentialism means, but that's the only thing that I've heard about that kind of sounds cool to me. Is just us not really knowing anything, and
It's
that
because it exists.
and it's just like our
Yeah,
experiences.
it's cool to exist.
As Waking Life says, our experiences are ours to create.
What was that?
Our lives and experiences are just our own to create.
Oh, I agree with that.
And existence is cool,
Yeah.
Like,
but
we-
unless
meaning
there's a
is ours.
valuation placed on this existence,
We
and
put
there's a
our own
standard
meaning.
expected of you,
Right.
and then sometimes it's not cool.
Yeah.
So to a relativist, there doesn't need to be a valuation system. In fact, there needs not to be a valuation system. Because if there was a valuation system,
No, that's
you
not
might have to live up to
necessarily
it.
true. Okay, evaluation system. I think a relativist and existentialist can have
Yeah, they're both-
evaluate.
Let's hear the relativist's valuation.
Yeah, I
I
think.
see what you're saying.
I think
Both are true.
existentialists can have an evaluation system because as an existentialist, I'm saying I'm going to do what I think makes me happy. My only morality rule is treat others like you would be wanted to be treated, and
Yeah,
I'm trying
love
to
your neighbor.
I'm trying to have out of all my experiences, I don't know what's going on. So instead of trying to wallow in it, I'm just trying to enjoy my life and finding things that I enjoy, and just trying to get the
Well,
most
hell yeah.
most
What
joy.
what more is there to life
And
than that?
and that so evaluation systems, sometimes I don't know how to make sense of the world, obviously, if I'm an existentialist. So I'm gonna say that evaluation system, I was like, that's pretty cool. I need something to qualify this, and you pick and choose what you want. You see rules you like, you take them. You see rules you don't like. It's pick and choose
A la carte.
philosophy. Yeah, it's a la carte, and then like
at the buffet.
yeah, and that doesn't work a lot of times, and it doesn't. And people would say that's not going to get you much. But all I'm saying is I feel good right now, so I'm going to do it. I'm all about making myself feel good and treating others with respect at the same time, and hoping they do as well.
And we're all worried about him and praying for him.
Yeah.
We can appreciate the fact that
Bubba
he
Bear
is having a good time.
Bubba Bear.
And honesty is the best policy.
I feel pretty good.
Big City Bear wants to pick up that little guitar.
Well, Big City established what kind of stooge you are.
This is a Washburn
Big
Rover.
City. Big City.
So yeah, what's your
Okay, so
What's your quality?
Did y'all pick a stooge? Is it of the
I'm the
three
fundamental stooge, he's the relativist stooge, so take your time. But really what this channel is about is where we are right now, us three, where we are speaking to you from, is the midpoint between Babylon and Bertaria.
I agree with that.
I
That's
don't-
interesting.
So
You don't?
we're halfway outside of Babylon, but we're not quite into Bertaria.
I don't necessarily identify with the term relative because I think
Because he's been talking to me for the past 2 days,
No.
and he knows how ridiculous it is.
no, because I don't like relativists.
I'd like to sound cooler.
Can I just stop
Yeah,
some
yeah,
stuff, man? Yeah. Relativism seems like I don't know. It's not saying that it's somewhere in the middle. I'm just saying I have no idea. So it's like I'd like fundamentalism seems awesome.
Can I jump in?
Yeah, please do.
In agreement with what Bubba Bear and what stooge are you? You're standard stooge.
I'm existential stooge.
Fundamental.
Fundamentals.
And I'm changing from relativist to existential stooge just because I
Okay.
don't know. It's not a
Yes,
middle
I
point.
got you.
It's
I
not
got
I
you.
don't
I
know.
got you. I got you.
6 and 1.
And I think that
That's
truth
not-
can
That's
exist.
it. Hey, Colin just said what I was trying to say. It's funny when you're arguing about, I don't know if I'm an existentialist. That is
Or a
the
relativist.
Yeah.
boss.
Yeah.
To say I don't know if I'm an existentialist is the epitome of being an existentialist.
I like
Is
thank-
that you're
Thank you,
unresolved.
thank you, Big City Bear.
Right, and so that's an important point when
So I'm unresolved.
we're trying to define what a Christian is or what a bear is. Like, there's a lot of Christians who would say, you're not a Christian unless you meet this criteria. But then you'll meet plenty of Christians who claim to be Christians and be like, this is the criteria that makes you a Christian. I would say a Christian is someone who knows they are a Christian. If they are wondering or not whether they are a Christian, they are not a Christian yet.
Yeah.
And they are on the right path. But the definition of a Christian is one who knows they are a Christian. And the same thing with the bear. So Blaze is honestly in the exact right spot when saying, I don't know what I am. Is it an existentialist? Is it a relativist? You're exactly right. Not knowing makes you not have a label.
Yeah, I think truth can definitely exist. I just don't know.
But
if
that's
it does.
what, existentialism is such a weird word.
I'm not
and
denying the
it's
possibility.
tossed around way too loosely, but
Yeah,
that is the definition of
It's
it.
kind of a cop-out, but I'm okay with it.
The
because
existential is the unverified.
it makes me cope. That's how I found to cope with life, is by having this, if you want to call it copping out, that sounds fine to me, because I'm...
So Chad, where do you fall on the spectrum?
Somewhere in the middle, I found the cosmic giggle, and I took a spark after dark and blew my mind away.
Blew my mind a little.
Big city bear don't care. A big city bear don't lie. Living every fucking day like the 4th of July.
'Cause you gotta be somewhere. You gotta be somewhere.
It doesn't get sicker than that, folks.
But it's important to know you can't sing and dance your way around the issue. Again, we must return to the question.
Well, no, he
I
answered
answered
it.
it.
Yeah, he sang, he performed his philosophy, which is as sick as it gets.
Living the dream, movie.
That's
It's,
great.
It's both at the same time.
it's artistic. It does not qualify though.
Oh, you mean you
See,
were?
What I'm trying to get
It
you to
doesn't
say, what I'm
qualify
trying
to
to
this
get you to say
fundamentals.
is,
I was trying to say I was in the middle.
Yeah.
right.
And he's
But
saying it
wait,
doesn't
the
qualify because it's fundamentals. And that's the whole shebang, folks. That's how it keeps on going.
Who's the dick in the middle?
There's nowhere you can be besides where I am, where he is, or somewhere in the middle.
On the right.
So, okay, I guess I'll have to just accept that so far.
As,
So-
as the rest of us do. This show is not sponsored by Soul, but I like a little lime and salt in my beer. What do you bears? What kind of beer do y'all like?
That's a great question. I like a lot of beers.
Well, I'll tell you, my favorite beer is free. My second favorite beer is cold.
That's pretty good bullshit,
It's
man.
pretty good.
It's like joining in the military.
I made that up.
I like
Because
it.
it's true. My favorite beer is free beer. My second favorite beer is cold beer.
That's the only answer. That's
Because
hilarious.
sometimes free beer isn't cold. You gotta understand
Best
that.
beer, free beer.
I like
Second best beer.
Cold,
Bell-
free, third, free cold beer.
Bell's Double Hearted Ale is one of my favorite IPAs or pale ales. I don't know what it is, but I recommend it. You won't be disappointed.
God
If you have
damn.
a Bell's Double
But
Hearted
Bear's getting out there in the
Ale.
beer world.
I love
What? Say
beer.
it again. What's it called?
Bell's. They're one of the. I think they're like the top 3 microbrews in the world.
Bell's.
Yeah, I saw something about which one.
That's
S. It's got a fish on it. The jar ale.
Okay, we've only got 6 minutes left.
Bears.
So,
Bears.
good beer talk.
Bell's Bears.
But where does our nation as a whole, where do they fall on the spectrum of fundamentalism and existentialism?
The nation.
Or somewhere in the middle? Our
Somewhere
nation.
probably between the 3, around 3 of us.
Oh, you mean
What's
where-
what we're trying to establish
like,
is,
like I'm from the city? Is that my nation? What's my nation?
I think you're just talking about if people are more fundamental or if people
well,
are
when I say nation, I usually don't specifically mean America. I mean the West.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's,
okay.
what,
Better
that's what we're
definition of our
getting. That's what,
nationality.
yeah,
We're all from
America.
the
We are.
that's what we're
The
seeing the
Western
most
culture.
right now.
Where is Western culture on the spectrum?
As far as being
believing in a
fundamental.
fundamental reality of a creator,
It's-
or believing that everything is random and existential.
Anything goes in Hollywood.
I think it goes. Yeah.
Is it right in the middle?
No, it's the farthest left.
It's as far as left as it can be.
Woo! Ding, 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 ding.
It means party for
Party.
2012ers.
Hey, wait a minute. Doesn't that mean if he's but you're on the TV, you're on the left.
Yeah,
So that's
cool.
correct.
Yeah, that is cool. This is a great direct reflection of what I'm talking about. Actually,
Alright.
Chad should be in the middle now, and Colin should be on the right side.
I think I should be on the right because I'm playing the. Well, if I was Big City Bear, I'd be on the left. But personally, I'm more. I've lived in Seattle, but I'm from Hot Springs, and right now where I'm at is more country. Bubba Bear,
Yeah.
Country Bear.
And I think, I don't know too much about Chad, but Chad, I think, you said you're in between a lot of
Right.
and existentialism, and I think that, but at the same time, you're one of the most radical also. So if we're going to a radical scale,
Yeah.
this might be the perfect.
But we might talk
Crazy.
about what,
That's good.
even though
Crazy, we
between
just
us,
talked about crazy is normal and normal is crazy. I think there's a lot of
Yeah.
truth in that too.
Yeah.
but
So Chad might be the most normal out of all of us.
whereas
So
I
that's
do
crazy.
consider myself one of the most fundamental individuals on this planet.
Yeah.
I don't consider Blaze one of the most
Huh.
existential on the planet.
Hmm.
In fact, I consider him way closer to me than I consider him close to the extreme edge of existentialism.
I agree with that.
And as an existentialist,
So
I would say
that
whatever
begs
floats
the
your boat.
question: what is the
That's
furthest
a good question.
limit of existentialism, and what is the furthest limit of fundamentalism?
Yeah, I'd like to
which
hear
is
your
me.
opinion on it.
You're closer to the edge than me, so tell me what you
I
see.
know the answer. I heard there's these bears that live out west, and eventually you hit the ocean.
You did the unknown, the unconscious,
That sounds nice. Go up to be in the ocean.
I mean,
and it's nice right at the edge.
I lived in.
and it's nice hanging out
I lived
right
in
at the edge.
Seattle. It's
Yeah.
not like I don't know.
I'd like to be on the boat though, just
Wow,
floating for a while.
that's even further out.
What I'm
that's,
saying
what I
is,
thought, that's what I thought you meant by the ocean. I thought you meant like just floating into the unknown. like
should
you
we
were
be
saying.
pursuing more fundamental principles, or should we be trying to destroy the fundamental principles and get to the extreme relativism, which is the spiral into the chaos of hell, and then everything burns, and I guess maybe restarts some eons later.
And so,
That's good.
based,
Man, this
and,
is some deep shit.
yeah, and my answer to that would be whatever makes, which a lot of people don't like, would be whatever makes the most people happy.
That's the left.
That's
Yeah,
a complete
exactly.
cop-out and a complete non-answer,
But it's also.
just so you know.
Yeah,
Well, wait,
it-
can you-
yes,
so you- wait,
pause,
can you-
pause. May I say that it's both as usual?
Yeah.
It is a cop out in that you can't just make everybody happy all the time. But it is the most left thing you could do to be like, hey everybody, party.
Until we know what extreme happiness for everyone is,
I'm
we
not-
won't stop killing people until we're all happy.
Yeah. So yeah.
Wow.
So if we want,
It's hard to
if
do
we
that.
want actual progress, we have to not be happy.
We can't stop killing the people that make us unhappy.
I'm trying to understand.
Until
I
they
think
don't
that's-
exist
No, and I would agree with that statement. Yeah.
We're doing good.
Uh,
So what do we? So we got the Bears out in the west. They're the farthest left.
Yeah.
What?
And so where are the furthest right bears? And that would be, in my opinion, it would be the agrarian Amish types, who have their devotion to the fundamental religion of the West,
Got a nice
and have their very agrarian connection. It's a pagan connection to the earth.
Wow.
I have
that
I
they
have
are
a lot of respect for that. If it's a choice.
Constantly
And they
taking their
do.
direction from the sun and the moon and the zodiac
Don't the
to plant their crops and survive.
They're-
But they're also completely submitted to the will of God
But
as the creator of this giant clock that is taking care of them.
I'd like to know people's opinions on this with the Amish because I've heard things on both sides. But I think it's pretty cool that I hear that once you reach a certain age, they let you have like a weekend or a week. Not informed on it, but in
That's
the in
cool.
the city,
That's true.
in the city of Babylon, and you can get into debauchery if you want to, and then you
Even
come back
before-
and make a decision. I don't know how restricted that is, or if some places
But
might be more open.
I
That
think
sounds
that's
awesome.
more
They're
or
in the
less
middle.
I think
that's
a
more or
good
less
choice. I think that's a good.
that's more or less a very existential materialist
And if that's true,
compromise that the Amish have made with Babylon.
and if that's true, yeah, and so that's.
Well,
I can
And
see
I
that.
guarantee you,
But I
there's
respect-
plenty of
I respect
Amish
that.
and Mennonites that are like, F no, you're not going out into Babylon.
Yeah,
You're staying here on the farm.
No, that's interesting.
and I respect both.
I got a question. Speaking of that, it's
I
just-
would hope that you respect all humans.
Yeah.
I got a real
That's all I
question
feel
on
like.
that because I honestly thought that we were comparing the Amish to the Mennonites. Is that correct?
Yeah.
The Amish are the most like live off by themselves.
Yeah, they've abandoned technology the most.
The Mennonites are the ones. The first time I saw them, if I remember correctly, was in Hot Springs, Arkansas.
And there's ton of them in Arkansas. There's lots
Oh,
of them.
really?
All over Arkansas, yeah.
Okay.
Mennonites, not Amish.
Whereas the Amish, you have to go to like Pennsylvania or up
The Midwest and the
up over
Northeast
there,
is where they are mostly, yes.
Okay, so the first time I saw Mennonites was at the Hot Springs Ball as a kid, in a teen or something, and I didn't know
The
that's who
long
they
skirts
were.
and the bonnets.
The women, and then I saw the men.
In the tight jeans, the belt buckles, and the collarless shirts.
These
Yeah, I
guys, if I'm correct, okay, first I thought they were Amish.
Yeah, because they probably have big beards.
The beards and the suspenders and the hats, in like just like a dress shirt, but real simple, and dress pants and not
You're right.
boots, but dress shoes, like a Jew, old type of guy. And they were all in a gaggle right at when you go in the entrance by the arcade, and they all had beepers. And I go, wait a minute. How could these religious people be having beepers? Back when that was like, not many people had any, you know what a beeper is, right?
Yeah, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, so I go, Mom, or whoever I was with, I was like, well, who are those? They go, oh, they're Mennonites. I'm like, really? And they go, yeah, they're cattle trading. So even though they live out like the Amish, they come to town. I think they can drive.
Oh,
Whereas
yeah.
The Amish can't
And
drive.
overall, yeah, the Mennonites have made a much bigger compromise with Babylon and technology and the materialist West.
Oh, shit.
But you just have to understand, like, if they're trying to trade cattle with normal
It makes
people,
sense.
they're going to need to be able to be contacted,
I want a beeper.
you know, where to meet and exchange the money.
Or they could be government spies.
I'm apologizing a little for the Mennonites. They should stay out of all technology.
Well, we all, even Star Wars is interesting.
But it's important, like, you are not free and of Bertaria unless you understand Babylon
yeah, if it's
and have chosen to.
the Taria part, we're all bears, but to have the Beartaria means we have this government, this world we live in.
And I'll meet you out. Yeah, we are all bears.
Dude, this is a big cool life.
And I think on our next video we should talk about a little bit more about Bertaria and where the origin of that came from. Because you talked to me about a guy named a comedian, Clive. What's his name?
Owen Benjamin.
Owen Benjamin. I'm so sorry, Bears. I've never seen any footage of Owen Benjamin.
He's the original bear.
I've been here for a couple days and calling and talking about Bertaria.
Owen Benjamin.
And I've accepted to be a part of I am honored to be a part of this YouTube series. And
Say this again about what's the deal. Repeat. I just would not type in. Owen Benjamin.
yeah, apparently he told me is where Collins got a lot of inspiration for Bertaria.
Had a very legendary relationship with Hollywood.
Yeah.
So
I've heard
I
And
about
they
this.
canceled him, and then he went to war with them, and somewhere along the way, the Holy Spirit imbued him with the idea of Bertaria, which Bertaria is just the true community of the earth. And Owen Benjamin is connected to it, and he is a leader and an establisher of the new
I'm right there with you. We're all the
I
original.
like
the new
that.
Christian community.
I like that. I like that. So you're saying, like,
What? Well,
The
you
whole
said,
next
you
video,
said
like-
Christian? La, 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 la. What'd you say? You said Christian community?
he left Hollywood.
It hurts my
He
ears.
did. Well, he
What is the biggest thing that Owen Benjamin did in Hollywood? Seriously, I'm curious.
impress everybody that he was around and get them all to like and laugh at his jokes. But he was on a sitcom. He was on the Joe Rogan show. He's done
I mean, I've
Comedy
seen him
Central
on like,
specials.
Joe Rogan and
He's
YouTube.
got specials on Amazon. I mean, I don't know
And
what
his
the
own
criteria for what being established
But
and being proud is.
I'm
but
sorry, I'm just honestly don't know, and you know better than me. What is the biggest thing that people would know that he did? Owen.
Is he more famous for
Either-
Joe Rogan or Comedy Central stuff?
Yeah.
Either Comedy Central or the TBS sitcom he was on, or the Joe Rogan Experience.
What's the TBS sitcom?
It's called like Fuller and Sons,
Wow,
and it was like 3 years.
I
I've
feel
heard
bad.
about that.
I don't watch a lot of TV, so
I've heard of it.
You know,
Yeah, it was just a primetime show, and he was just a comedian that was, that's
interesting.
how sitcoms do. They get funny people, and they just get them to be on them.
All right, Bears. Well, I
But
guarantee
anyway,
you-
he turned politically incorrect. He realized Babylon was Babylon. He realized he needed to speak out against it. They turned on him. They canceled him. They tried to ruin his life. He came back strong. He came back with Bertaria. Bertaria is a reality. It's not that it's gonna happen. It's already happened.
I'm thankful to be here and to learn.
And we are truly halfway between Babylon and Bertaria, and on our way to Bertaria.
Maybe.
Maybe unless it's all relative.
Well, I don't know. You're saying you're saying
I'm
we're all
going to Bertaria.
We're all on our way to Bertaria, and I would like to be connected to
They's
the
like,
Earth.
I'm gonna wait, and if I see a lot of happy people in Bertaria, maybe I'll come and hang out.
You got it. Nailed it.
Hey,
But if I can
that's
go
real
meditate
talk.
with my
That's
girlfriend, I'll do that.
that's not stupid. That's hard.
But if
to
I
do.
can't squirt in Bertaria, I might have a problem.
Sting was big into that not squirting. Have you heard about that?
I've heard about that a little bit. I'm big sometimes. I used to have bed in high school where my buddies would go to Waffle House and we'd talk about how long we haven't waited. Anyway, I don't want to get into that. I don't want to talk about high schoolers not squirting.
That sounds positive.
Yeah, I had that kind of reaction when I heard some of those videos at first. I was like,
All right,
but it really
Bears,
is
we're
true.
gonna wrap it up.
It really is true, and this is the Bear Show.
Well, this is the show about being in between Babylon and Bertaria, and on our way. That's truly what it is.
I want to say earlier,
So real.
I guarantee you folks, I'm going to do some more
Agree.
research. I'm going to do some more research onto what Bertaria is and and who Owen Benjamin
Bertaria
is.
is gaining independence.
I'll be more
from
informed
Babylon
so I know what this
and
YouTube
serving
channel
its
is
creator.
about.
So plant your food, pray to God, stop jerking
Love
off.
your neighbor.
You'll find yourself in Bertaria.